Hello, welcome to Work, Play, Have Fun. I've mentioned it in some of my previous videos. When I work in this office at home, trying to connect to the Wi-Fi is really bad, and what I'm planning to do this morning is fix that problem. Let me show you why it's a problem to start with. The router is here in the hallway. This is our conservatory area. In here, I have one of these BT Wi-Fi extension discs. So this disc connects the hallway, which is all the way through there. It's probably about 20 meters, something like this. And then when we move down through here, this is through the utility room. This here is the office. Up here, on top of this cabinet, is another one of the BT Wi-Fi extender discs. So this disc connects to the disc in the conservatory, then that disc in the conservatory connects to the router in the hallway. The issue I have is this Wi-Fi disc up here is the connection for everything that's running in this office. Plan today, we'll install this gigabit network switch where the hard line comes in. This is all self-configuring, plug and play basically. There's 5 ports on here. The first port will connect to the hard line, which connects to the router in the hallway. Then that gives us 4 ports we can then connect our equipment to. So here is the hard line coming in. The reason we have this hard line is my son had it installed for his gaming rig. Let's get it installed. First thing then, let's get the network switch down here and plugged into the hard line. So let's unplug the gaming PC. This is the hard line that comes in. This is our patch cable. Let's plug that in there for now, for a minute. Power supply for the network switch. Let's plug this gaming PC in here. And then what we need to do, it's very tight space down here. What we need to do now is run this patch cable from our BT extender disc down the back. We'll drop it down there. Right, as long as I don't move, this is going to be fine. So, like I said a minute ago, we'll just put it over here temporarily for now. I've got another 5-meter cable here for the UFI unit. So what we've got now is the BT Wi-Fi extender disc and the UFI cam base station, both on those 5-meter network patch cables. That's the first one. That's the second one. And then get my son's gaming rig back in again, which is on here. It's got lots of lights flashing on there, which suggests there's some activity. Good job we went for the 5-port one in the end, because there's only one spare after all. So everything now, in theory, is running again. We can do a very quick check. The way we do that, we fire up the UFI app and make sure we can connect. UFI app, let's just go shared. That's the furthest away camera. So if that can connect, then everything else should be able to connect. That's pretty good. Let's do a speed check. Still testing, but it's showing there. There you go. 55 megabits per second. Upload, 500 megabits per second download. Latency is really low, 6 milliseconds unloaded, 15 milliseconds loaded. That's pretty slick. What we've got now, we've got the hard line coming in. That plugs in through that yellow patch cable into the network switch. Network switch, you've got that black patch cable coming out. That's going to the gaming rig over here. And then you've got the 2 white flat cables which are coming out. One of those flat cables goes to the UFI base station for the security cameras. The other one goes to this wireless network disc. We can now run full speed network in the office. So the whole point of this exercise is to connect my gadgets in the office with the maximum network speed to the server in the hallway. So now we should be able to transfer files instead of 20 minutes, 2 minutes. Just makes the workflow much quicker. We'll run this setup for 3 to 5 days, make sure everything still works as expected. The biggest issue is if there's any impact to what my son's doing on his gaming rig. He thinks there's not going to be an issue. I think there's not going to be an issue. Let's see how it goes. I'll give you an update once we've been running it for a few days, and then I'll also do a video of installing that switch in a tidy location. What we're going to do now is take it all out and then reinstall it properly. We'll clear the top of the cabinet off over here, and then we'll take a look what's required to move that network switch up on top of here. Get that plugged into the UFI base station and the BT Wi-Fi extender disc. We'll also lift up the hard line that we've got running from the router in the hallway into the office here. And then the last thing we'll do, once we've got all that set up top there, we run a cable from the gaming PC down there up to the network switch. That's the plan. Let's see how we get on. Okay, let's take everything out temporarily. We could also do with getting a slightly longer, correct length extension cable as well. Let's do that while we're at it. I'm not the smallest of people anymore. Let's unplug everything to start with. This is our hard line underneath the cabinet. So what I want to do is try and pull this up so we've got this node on top of the cabinet. Would have been handy if someone else had been here to help. But as always with these sort of jobs, people seem to disappear when there's work to be done. Okay, I can already feel straight away that's really tight. So I guess the cable is just pushed in between the cabinet and that dado rail. Let's move this out of the way, otherwise I'm going to end up standing on it. See if we can see what's going on here. Yeah, pretty sure that's the best way to do that is to lean the cabinet forward, and then it should pull up the back. So I need something book-shaped to wedge in there. How about Richard Dawkins, The God Delusion? Let's wedge that in there a minute. Put it down fairly low so there's a big enough gap for that square end piece to pull up through. That looks like a big enough gap. Okay, let's have another go. Don't lean on the cabinet. What seems to have happened is there's a corner at the bottom like this. If you imagine that's the wall, that's the wall, that's the cabinet. What's happened is the cable looks like it goes underneath this side. Yeah, that's well and truly jammed at the bottom there now. Let's put my Richard Dawkins back in. Now it's one of my least favourite parts of a job like this, crawling on the floor. Let's have a look. Yeah, as I thought, look. They put it on the wrong side of that leg. So all you need to do is get that cable underneath the leg. You can pull it completely out. Let's try that. Rewind that leg up a bit. Actually, don't even need to, look, I've done it. Ta-da! Little bit of brain power rather than brawn. It's free now down the side of here. Just need to lift this up so the cable's above this picture rail at the top, and let the cabinet back down, and then you can drop the cable on top of that. Go, watch your fingers. Okay, so far so good. What we're going to do is coil this up neatly on top. Go, that's pretty good like that. Okay, so I've got cable ties. Trying to bash that box on the end too much. Okay, there we go, we're back. Just get a cable tie around that. One, go. Perfect. Before I do anything else though, what I need to do is measure up for a new extension cable. The one I was using wasn't quite long enough. Let's just do a quick measure. So the socket's down there. Cable wants to go down, needs to go across, then needs to go up the wall. So that's 3 meters already. And then just at the top. So 3.5 meters should do it. 3.5 meters. So we're going to have a look online now. Let's try Toolstation for 5 meters. There we go. £10.99. 2 for collection. With LED. Ooh. Proceed to checkout. So I'll buy that and then I'll go and collect it, bring you guys back, and we can carry on with the installation. Okay, we're back. We've got our 4-gang laser extension cable. Looks to me like it's been used already before. I don't particularly care about it. Okay, so what we'll do for this, we'll do the opposite we did for getting that cable up. Let's do it like this. We'll try and form a little bit of a bend in it so it sits nicely like that. What we'll do, we'll drop that down there. We'll get the assistance again of Dickie Dawkins, Rich Dawkins and the God Delusion. We'll get Richard to just hold this away from the wall for us. And what we'll do, we'll run this down. Let's just loop that behind the book without trapping our hand. There you go. Thanks, Richard. Doing a good job there. Now we need to get back into crawl mode. So what we really need to do is take that mains cable up the corner. Yeah, that's fine. Let's put it like that. We'll drop that cabinet back. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate the help. There we go. Let's get that where we want it on top. Just kind of there like that. It's looking good. All right, so we'll do plug everything in at the top, and then we'll sort out the bottom end of the power. And while Richard's here to help, we could drop that long cable to connect up the gaming PC. So let's do that now. So let's run this 10, like so. Right, Richard, I think this is the last time I need your help. Let's give it a go. Try not to knock anything else down while we're doing this. Oh, hang on, that needs to go through there, doesn't it? Underneath that foot at the back. Okay. Right then, Richard, thanks for your help, mate. It is appreciated. Let's get our hardware up there, let's get everything plugged in. Switch. Let's get the switch up first. This one can plug into the switch now. BT Wi-Fi extender disc, which actually will become a separate Wi-Fi node. Tie that one up. A BT Wi-Fi extender disc. So now we need patch cable from our hardline to the switch, patch cable from the Eufy home base to the switch, and a patch cable from the Wi-Fi disc to the switch. So I need 3 patch cables. So that one can go straight in there. Let's put a little loop on it, like so. Okay. I think before we do anything else, we'll put the feet on that little network switch. Right, let's flip it over. There we go. So that's better. No, it's not all sliding all over the place this time. So mains power in, 3 units. This is our hard line in. Goes to the network switch here. And then that network switch goes out, one to the Wi-Fi extender unit, one to the Eufy home base for the cameras, and then this one here goes down the back of the cabinet, comes out down below there. We'll go down there and we'll sort out the stuff underneath the cabinet now. Okay, here we go. Right, that go under there. Push it in the corner out of the way. The last thing, let's get this cable over here, plug it in. But there we go, done. Let's just do a quick check. We've got blue light, which is good. Means the Wi-Fi's up and running. We've got all green lights on the network switch. Let's check the Eufy camera. We've got 3 cameras. Furthest one away is the shed, so let's just go and make sure we can connect to that one on the app, which we can. And then the other thing we need to do is just make sure we've got good Wi-Fi signal in here. So it downloads 390 megabits per second, which is awesome, and uploads 52. So our Wi-Fi is up and running. The Eufy cameras are working great. The hard line from the router to the office is pretty stable, and we've got a nice neat solution on top of this cabinet here. No one's going to accidentally trip over or bump into it. That's it for this video. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you've got some comments you'd like to share, then please drop them down below. You know where it is. I want to send a big thanks out to Dickie Dawkins for his help. Appreciate that one. And all that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching. Take care, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.